This is Restream. As many of you know who have been dealing with me since whenever, we've been doing Facebook Lives on Facebook Lives. And it simply hasn't been steady enough. It hasn't been solid enough. And last month, they kept kicking me off after 2 minutes. So Restream is like StreamYard, is like all of that stuff. So what we're doing is we're seeing how this works. So Restream is my studio, and it should be streaming to both my YouTube channel and Facebook at the same time. Hopefully, I'm going to see all of your comments here in the overlay. Okay. So, oh, good. Richard Fuchs, God bless you, darling, because I didn't see anybody and I wasn't sure if things were working. So, also, Kat is not with us today. So I'm doing this pretty much all on my own. All right. Now we've got it. I've got, let me see who I have. I have to put on my glasses. We've got Jean, we've got Dana, we've got YS, we've got Stephanie, we've got Pat, we've got the fabulous Esther. Good. Now, as I was saying, Kat's not here today, so reading may be a little shorter. It may be slower because I'm trying to do this all on my own. Okay. Also, if we get poachers, I may not be able to take them out. I will, if I see them, I'll announce them immediately. And y'all know, you get a poacher, you don't feed him, her, it. Just ignore what they're saying. So, for all of you who are new, here are the rules. 1 question per person. No mediumship or health questions. Mediumship for me is intensely private and personal. That's one-on-one. And health questions is not my wheelhouse. There's someone else I send you to. I have to have your name, your birth date, where you're from, and then a specific question. Otherwise, you don't get picked. If you are interested in health questions, the fabulous Stacy Wells, Brujeria, Occult Supplies, Katrina and Eric Rasbold at crossroadsoccult.com. Animal Communications, my Brit buddy, Catherine Knock. You can find her on Facebook at KK Animal Intuitive. Okay? So, that said, if y'all, Ann Carey is going to be our first one. Am I on the right path as a solo musician? Okay, let's take a look. Three cards about that, Anne. Number 1, it's going to be a lot of responsibility. You need to accept that. You need to be ready for all the work you need to do. 2, it is not going to pay your job, your normal money right away. I often say writing is good for car leases, but not the rent. 3rd, you are going to need to hook up with an agent or a manager to really make it go. That's what I'm hearing specifically for you from Spirit. Okay. Now, let's see. Dana is the guy I'm interested in going to ask me out. Okay. Let's take a look. You, the guy, where it stands right now, what you need to know, best possible outcome. You're holding yourself in, not quite hoping yet. The guy is concentrating on other things than in relationship. The 2 of you, you're the one who's in your head about it, not him. What you need to know, distance and separation. Outcome, don't think so. Go look for somebody who is interested in a relationship the same way you are. Caitlin, What will happen if I give him this letter? One card on that. That looks promising. That's the partnership card. Give it a shot. Okay. Yvonne, anything about moving, please? Okay, Yvonne. Yeah, I can pull a card for you on that. But when I do moving questions, if there are several different places you want to go in a private reading, we would look at all of the ramifications for each one. But just one card on moving. This card says, make sure that you do it differently. By that, it is however you have chosen to move before, however you have looked at where to move before. I want you to not assume that you're doing it all that way, okay? Change up how you move, look at some different places, look at maybe a different way to live instead of a house, a condo, rental, things like that. Amanda, general. Okay, Amanda, specific question. General reading, I'll give you some vague piece of shit because that's all you can do on general. I would much rather spend these quick moments on giving you something absolutely useful, okay? So come back in with a specific question. Radhika, should I pursue a position as registered behavior technician or go back to school for registered massage therapist? Okay, 2 cards. RBT, you could do it, but it would be difficult. RMT, that is the Vision Quest card. I think RMT is much better for you. You'd be much more suited for it. Aaron, what do my spirit guides want to tell me about the year? All right. Hold on. It's very interesting. I'm seeing your spirit guide with a fan. The way they used it in Victorian times, shoot it like this and then running fingers across the top. What that means to me is there is movement in 2023. But also look at what she did. This is unspoken messages. So what that's telling me is look for things that will give you clues this year that aren't necessarily things you are told, whether they are synchronicities, whether they are finding yourself interested in something else, whether it's a coincidence. Those are the things that are going to move you forward this year, not a bunch of talk and conversation. Okay. Izzy, what do the next 3 months have for me? April, May, June. April, I want you to watch your back. This is the card that talks about sneaking around, lying, taking advantage. Please make sure that your bank accounts, your credit cards are very, very safe because that can also mean scam. May, love it. Fool card, new adventures, new roads. Follow what you're passionate about and carry very little old baggage. June, some child involvement, whether it's your own kids, a friend's kids, childhood memories. That's going to be the focus in June. Okay? So, Joanne, will I stay where I am currently living or will I move? Instead of will I always do what happens if. If you stay where you are versus if you move. If you stay where you are, there's actually new energy that's going to come in. It's not going to be the same old thing. If you move, be very careful where you move to. There are some things you're not going to know, whether it's about the place you rent, the neighborhood you live in. At this point, it looks like staying put is a better option. Okay, Jean Bullerman. Specific questions. I don't do general. General is vague. General is where I can hand you a line of bull. Okay? Specific questions. Relationships, career, these moving questions, spirit guides, past lives. That's what I do here. Okay? Jen Catalmi. All right, I want to know about will 2023 be filled with fun and adventures? Oh, the other thing I want to remind everybody, because I can't keep track, please be honest, one question per person, okay? So, June, July, August. June, ooh, karma card. Karma card generally means something very big and very important is going to happen for you in June. Keep your eyes open. July, this is the bitchcraft card. There is going to be some manipulation, some this friend versus that friend. Remember, you sell tickets, you don't take sides, you don't get involved. August, this is the archetypal Italian guy. There's going to be a little romance or attempted romance in your life. And I want you to be a little careful, okay? Let's see, who else are we? I've been seeing it. This is Christy Gabriel. Seeing a guy for 2.5 years. My question, do you see us getting more serious, or do you see me getting tired of waiting for a commitment? All right, that's my classic 5, Chrissy. Hold on. Okay. You're juggling. You don't know which one to what. Do I want him? Do I want to forget it? Him, he admires your brain. That I know. The two of you, I think he's afraid of responsibility and commitment. What you need to know, pour yourself into other things that are of interest to you so that he knows that he is not the be all and end all in your life. Outcome, if he gets the message, I think that he will commit. But you can't do it. He's got to do it. It's going to take you to have a little patience. It's not going to be in the next month or two. Okay. So where are we? Okay. Jean, when you say replying to, I don't remember. Do you see how fast I'm running through these? I have nobody helping me. So I can't go back and answer the question. Okay. That was next time you want to move, then you should let me talk about it. Okay. Stephanie, will I start a romance in New York City in June? I think June is for finding your place in New York City. Have a lovely time. It's all for you. The Empress doesn't really need anybody. So you may not start a romantic relationship, but I don't think you're going to care. Okay. Jonathan, what do the next 3 months have in store for me? Okay. April, magic. This is the Magician's card, the Alchemist card. Something spectacular landing in your lap. May, romance, returning to love, finding new love. June, something that is solid and stable. This is usually a very good work card. So I think the next 3 months are going to be really terrific for you. Catherine Finch. Will I age in place, or am I likely to move? Actually, they're not going to give you tarot. They want to give you the Zen philosophy stuff. Hang on. Okay. Number 1, there will be something that happens that will make that decision for you. But notice, after the thunderbolt comes the breakthrough. Very important. Good information, useful information, and a brand new path. What that says is you may not age in place, but if you don't, it is going to be a hell of a lot better than you think. Okay. Mark Buder, what does this year look like work-wise? Probably good money, Mark. But things are going to move very fast, and there may be another offer for you. Think very carefully before you jump ship. And if Sharon Buder right under you, no, 61 to 91, so that's probably my mom. There is a woman who can advise you on this. She will be able to look at it analytically. Sharon, what does 2023 look like for me? 3 cards. Vision Quest, a year when you need to dig in a little bit spiritually. Remember, that's the card about sneaking around, lying, taking advantage, scam. Watch out for elder scam. You're up there with me. Third, there's a situation you're not going to be able to fix, whether it's house, whether it's friends, whatever it is. When you know that you're just putting effort into it and nothing's going to change, please walk away. Do not waste your time. Okay, Lori, should I further pursue cell phone video transcription post happening business? Big yes. That's the money card. So yes, please do that. There is money to be made there for you. Luciana, will my finances get better? Let's take a look at the year. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. April, May, June. You have to work with the standard ways of doing things. It's not going to be lottery windfalls or anything like that. July, August, September. That is the contract and justice card. That may be requiring you to look at bankruptcy, but don't go there unless you have to. Much better would be to talk to a financial advisor to help you get things straight. October, November, December, you're going to know the absolute truth of about what your money situation is and make one big decision that will bring the boat back to safe harbor in 2024. Okay, Tammy. Wait a minute. Hold on it, Tammy. Let's see, hi, Corby. All right. I had asked if I would lose my mind with my hubby home for 2 was. It's been a whirlwind. State of your hubby now and in the future. I don't know whether you're talking about health. I don't know whether you're talking about the marriage. I will pull 1 card for you at this point. It's a money card. You got to make sure that whatever happens, there's enough money to keep your house stable. That's the big thing. And whether that's important to him or not, or important to you or not, you need to have some discussions on that. Let's see. Okay, Dawn. Boss recently put in his resignation. Will I still flourish? There are going to be a lot of changes with the new boss. I can't promise that you're going to stay there. So start keeping your ear to the ground to see if there is any place else you would want to jump. Catherine Finch, I have already answered your question earlier in this podcast. Kirsten, is my current relationship going to be your last relationship? I think there is someone who has known you before who's going to come back in. And so, no, this will not be your last relationship by any means. Besides, 1997, darling, you're young. There are lots of fish out there. Pat Weldon, concerned about a grandchild who has fallen off the grid. Grandchild is trying to find themselves, Pat, and they're not going to let you find them until they have settled. All right? You know how to put out the vibe. Do that. Make sure the child knows it's loved. I've had to say goodbye to my cat. Any advice for moving through this? Oh, Richard. Oswald the Great crossed the bridge and opened up the Heavenly Treats Cafe in April of 2020, and I am still not over it. What you need to realize is this is part of what we accept when we bring the little fuzzy ball home. We will outlive them. And the most important thing you can do is make sure that there is another fur person that can step in who needs you and can accept all the love that your baby did and no longer means. I mean, you know how I feel about Oswald. We brought home Harley, who was a rescue, not even a Maine Coon, and I had not had other than Maine Coon in decades. But Prawn, our middle guy, needed somebody, and Harley needed a mom and dad. So the universe brought us Harley. Love your boy. I promise you he's up on the Heavenly Trees Cafe with my Oswald, but it's time to bring a new fur child home. So, all right. Jean, what do my spirit guides say? Okay. Interesting. Your spirit guides are doing graffiti on a city wall, but not, ugly spray painted stuff. Interestingly, the symbol that I see them repeating over and over again is the @ sign, as in, Corby at CorbyMidline.com. So what that's telling me is, I don't know whether it's time for you to open up your own website or do more online communication, but there is something about the internet that's going to be really, really important for you, more than just all of us play on the internet this year. If you're thinking about starting your own website, do it. If you're thinking about starting a podcast or going on to podcasts, do it. It is time to put yourself out there. Let's see. Anything about job? 3 cards for YS. I know you're worried. There are going to be some big decisions at the top. Whatever happens, you will survive it. You may need to do a jump. I know that, 64, you're 9 years younger than me, so you're in your late 50s. It's very tough to find new work in the late 50s at our age. I want you to start looking at what they now call a side gig. I call it an entrepreneurial opportunity, that even if you have the current job, there'll be a way for you to slide in a secondary monetary stream. Kim Crandall, will I be able to get my mother closer to me? Now, Kim, are you talking moving closer, relationships? For that, I'm going to pull from the Zen deck. And they say it's going to be moment to moment. The jury is out on that. So whatever you want, if you want her to get closer in terms of moving or communication, you are the one who's going to have to put through the effort and convince her that this is something that she should want. Let's see. Lee, all right, another one, spirit guides. Okay. All right, for you, I'm seeing a Mustang, not the car, the horse. And they're running around and around and around. It's a large corral, but it's a corral. And this is a horse that needs to be out in the wild. So I want you to look very carefully at where you are corralled in your life. Even though it may look like there's lots of room for you to move, where do you feel trapped? Where do you feel like there's no room to breathe, no room to be expansive in who you are and what you want to do? This is the year it's time to find a way to open that gate and get out. Crystal Lang, next few months, what do you have in store? April, May, and June. April, that's a legality card. That's a contract card. That's a make sure that all of your legal paperwork is settled and solid. May, that's the happy relocation card. Moving in, moving on, moving out, moving up. So there may be a change in residence or job. June, especially if there's the change in residence or job, it's going to be stressful in June as you settle into your stable new place, but you can do this. All right. Sheila, do I have a career change soon? Let's check. For that one, I'm just going to check on a timing thing, Sheila. I'll look through the year. August, and I think the money is going to be really good. Let's see. What else? What else? Lydia, what is next for me? It's kind of a general question, but time to walk away from something that no longer nourishes you or a person. And it's going to emotionally really have you up and down on it. But the most important thing is this: get out of stress, right? There are some people who are really putting some hard weight on you, and you got to learn to say no, 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 and walk away. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Sheila, you only get one question per time, because are you seeing how fast I have to run through these things? If there is some time at the end, you can resubmit that question, but it is one question per person. One of the things that I will admit, this is where Corby gets candid, that drives me a little nuts, is when people come in and ask 3 and 4 and 5 questions, and I always get their free answers every month, and they never show up for a real reading where I have to get paid. Okay? I do this because pro bono is important spiritually, and it is important for those who can't afford readings with me, because I ain't $5. But please be kind and generous to everybody by not hogging the feed. Okay? So let's see. Iris Elizabeth, what my next workplace would be. I don't know if you mean the type of work or where. So I'm just going to pull one card. It is going to be someplace where what you are best at will shine. What do I mean by that? With me, where I am best is where I can use my words. I'm very creative. You put me in a back office doing numbers work and I will just wither away and die. So you need to look for the thing that you are brilliant at that nobody can do as well as you can. That should be your next workplace. Okay, let's see, Lucy White. Okay, again, we have a spirit guide thing. For you, I'm seeing your spirit guide pull up the blinds. So what that's telling me is there is something that you haven't been willing to look at that you need to look at now. But when I see what is outside the window as your spirit guide pulls up the blinds, it's a beautiful cityscape. Cities talk about bustling business, people, active. It's not, a bucolic meadow. So they're going to show you within the next 2 or 3 months something that is going to move your life forward in a big way. Doesn't mean job necessarily. Could be relationship, could be finances, could be creativity, whatever it is. Your spirit guides are saying, pull the blinds up and start looking for things that you thought you couldn't have. Okay. Natalie, hi Nat. Will that legal situation with the ex get fixed this year? If there is communication, whether that means mediation or whatever, yeah, it can happen. Elisa, will I be financially independent soon? Not this year. Not this year. Let's see. Danielle, what are the next 4 months bring in career and love? Technically, that's 2 questions. I will tell you what they bring generally. Right? And I do 3. April, May, June. April, relationship coming in, moving very fast. May, this is artistic work. So something beautiful and creative around you, you're going to have some new opportunities, whether it's redecorate your house, start doing pottery, I don't know, but you need to access that right brain creative side for yourself. June, you're going to have to make some decisions. The Ace of Swords is always cutting down the middle. Good, bad, truth, a lie, keep it, dump it. So you're going to have some decisions to make. And your creativity and relationship work for the previous 2 months will probably be a big factor. Okay, Janet Rowe, what is coming my way this spring? More responsibility. I want you to say no, not to everything, but most people don't know how to say no. They say yes because they're afraid people won't like them, or they don't know how to say no. But I want you to, if more responsibilities get handed to you, what I want you to do is say, let me think about it, and then make wise decisions. Okay. So, all right, next 6 months, big changes occurring already. I'm doing 3 months today, trying to get through everything, darling, so I can look at 3. Okay. April's going to be scary. Relax. You can get through it. Success in May. That's the big thing you want. So that's the ship coming in card. And June is when you celebrate. So what that says is next month is going to be a little, oh my God, it gets real good after that. So relax. Tammy Benson, I keep telling you, I can't go back to your question. Please don't keep trying to give me pieces of it because it's done for this session, okay? If you want me to go with it further, you have to book a private reading with me. Angelique, message from my guides, please. Interesting. I don't know if your guides are being smartasses because it was St. Patrick's Day, but my foot is starting to tap and I'm seeing Irish jig stuff. No, this does not mean go to an Irish pub and get blasted. That's not what they're saying. But dancing is joy. And so I'm also hearing for you, dancing means you plan the steps. So it is important. You're going to get 2 or 3 or 4 opportunities. You have to decide where you're dancing to. Don't give yourself the fear of missing out. Stick. One of those is going to be what you want. Grab that one. Let the other ones go by. They simply aren't for you. Okay. George. Message for my guides. Okay. First, I'm going to say, Louise Ash, you didn't ask a question. You can't just put your information up there without a specific question, okay? Or you don't get picked. All right. Back to George. He wants a message from his guides. For you, I'm seeing a fire hose and the water coming out. But it's not so much pushing people away as clearing out stuck stuff. So what your guides are telling you is no matter how much force it's going to take, there's some things in your life you need to wash away. And you're the one who's going to do it. You're going to be the one who aims that force at it. Okay? Fire hoses are very strong. They can knock people down. So use this energy judiciously. But there is something that it is time for you to get out of your life and do everything you can to do it now. Okay. Nada, another message from guides. Several birds on a blossoming apple blossom tree, apple tree. Apples are knowledge, and the birds are singing, and the blossoms are opening. So what I think they're telling you is this is a year for you to expand your knowledge, not only book knowledge, but knowledge of self, knowledge of who you are. It's time not to let other people tell you who you are, but you must discover it yourself, whether that's spiritual work or left brain research, okay? But the fact that the tree is blossoming means the time is right for you to move ahead with who am I? Where is my creativity? And stop letting people tell you, oh, you can't do that. You have to be what we tell you. No, you don't. Okay. Louise, financial guidance. Okay. The Two of Swords says there is a delay in getting some financial assistance. You're just going to have to hold your breath on that, but it will come through. But it's going to require that you make some life changes you don't want to do. What do I mean by that? I had a friend who had cancer. They had to be bankrupt. And yes, the debts all got pushed aside, but their life got very tight financially for about 7 years. But it helped them get rid of about $50,000 worth of debt. All right. So you're going to have help in making these decisions, but if they tell you that rules need to change, you're going to have to do that. Mason McGuire. Okay. All right. April, there's going to be a female in your life who is very, very demanding, whether it's a sister, a mother, a partner, a boss. Okay? You are not supposed to jump when she says jump. Okay? You find out what's going on first. May, that's when all of the stuff from April comes up to be handled quickly, quietly, and diplomatically. June, things get very stable on the financial front for you. Okay? Barbara Klein, another spirit guide thing. Okay? It's interesting. I'm not getting a visual for you, but my body is vibrating. Okay? So the way I'm interpreting that, Barbara, is the ground under your feet is going to shake and move. Not literally. I'm not saying it's earthquake like Turkey, but everything that you think is stable is going to start shifting. It is time for it to shift. Don't panic. Keep your footing. But things that have been deep foundational for you are going to shift by September. That's okay. What doesn't change dies, and this is good change. All right, Esther Goldberg. Now, y'all need to know about my friend Esther Goldberg. I do Psychic Sundays with Esther and her alter ego, Michael Arrington, once a month Sundays. And she is brilliant and fabulous and wonderful, and you should go find Esther Goldberg TV. All right. Esther, darling, you want spirit guides. Who do you think is showing up for you with all of her Long Islandness, but Chatty Cathy of the dead? Allie says, what are you doing on this? You want to know what's going on, you talk to me. What are you doing giving my job to somebody else? Who the hell do you think you are? So you need to find some quiet time, and you need to talk to Allie. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Allie Cheslick was a dear friend of mine here in Albany, New York. Best medium I ever knew. We did call her Chatty Cathy of the dead. She passed a few years back, but she is still active, and she very much hangs out with me and with Michael Arrington. Okay. Krista, will my business idea be successful? Never ask that. What if I said no? You always want to say, what do I need to know to make my business successful? And that is how I'm going to answer it, Krista. 3 cards for you. Watch the money. Too many people open a business and then they pour everything into the fancy stationery and all the extras they don't really need. You're going to run this on basics for a while. As long as you love it, you will be successful. The minute it becomes just a job, you kick the legs out from under it. And it's going to expand, so you better be ready for that expansion. Okay. Morella. All right, first, Morella, before I get to you, I want to get right to Alexa Ann. Number 1, oh, also, Morella, you didn't include your, I have to be a stickler on this. You didn't include where you're from. Again. These are the rules. Your name, your birth date, where you are from, and then a specific question. Why? Because what I would tell someone in Pittsburgh might be somebody, right, might be right for the American, but would be awful for somebody in Kyiv. Okay? That's why it's important to know where you are so that I can construct the answer in a way that will be useful to you. As far as what abilities you have, there is no way on God's green earth that I can just look at you and tell you. Besides, that's like you go to a guidance counselor and they say, oh, you're going to be lousy in physics, so you're not allowed to take that. And you could have loved it. What I'm going to tell you all, when you're first figuring out your gifts, everybody get this book, Opening to Channel, How to Connect with Your Guides. This is the book I started with decades ago. It is a great starter book. It helps you learn how to do the basics, ground, center, and shield. Your guides will help you find the things you're good at. And what Spirit does is it looks at what you love. Why do I do tarot cards and oracle cards so well? Why am I a certified tarot master? Because I was an actress in New York. I understand character arcs. I'm a writer. I love telling stories. That's what these do. Why am I a good past life specialist? Because I've loved history since I was a child of 6. So, Alexa, you need to look at what you love and then get your spirit guides to help you find ways of bringing that to blossom. All right? And Morella, please, need where you live. Sue Martini, will I continue to work the year out? Let me look. I'm assuming you mean continue working until December. I think you will, yes. Alexa, no. Again, guys, listen. I'm doing this on my own. I cannot go back and remember what questions you asked. So everything must be in one block. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not that difficult. Okay? Danette, same thing. I'm just going to be strict, guys. Your name, your birth date, where you live, and then the question. Then I get to you. Otherwise, I skip. Okay. And Alexa, you keep asking about your abilities. I told you how to find them. Okay, Alexa Ann, please stop putting things in the feed. When I see somebody repeating over and over again, they are blocked. Okay. Ariane Tia Sellers, she is a thief and a poacher. Anyone who says, I will read for you on another psychic's feed means they're afraid they can't get their own clients, or they think you're so stupid that you will give them your credit card number and then they will scam you, or they will tell you that you have a curse and for $2,000 they can lift it, and it happens over and over and over again. No psychic who is any good or honest or real will ever poach on somebody else's feed. You see something like that, I guarantee they will steal you blind. Okay? There are some people that I recommend, as I did in the beginning, but they wouldn't even come in the feed without an invitation. So that's where you go. Okay. Okay. Fine. The first person who does everything that is needed is Hannah Joy. And she wants to know, who is my true love? What kind of a person should I ask for? Okay. Let me do a little instruction, Hannah, on true love. We have soulmates and we have twin flames. Okay. And soulmates, we don't always marry. My father was my best friend. He was a soulmate. My current husband, yes. My last husband, no. My spiritual guide, I've known her for 25 years. So was she. So it's not a matter of what kind of a person should I look for. Who is he? The reason I say that, and I want you to listen very carefully. Somebody could tell you, yes, I see you marrying a guy. He's blonde. His name starts with G. He's a lawyer and his parents are from Switzerland. And maybe they're right. But what they have done is they have stolen your free will. Because it could have been that there was a performance artist from Brooklyn whose name starts with M and his parents are from Milwaukee, who would have given you as much love and as much joy, and your life would have been just as good. But now you're not looking for him. See that? So what I can tell you are the qualities you're going to need to look for. This is someone who needs to be inclusive, not exclusive. Not only these kind of people are good, but they want to know what the world is like. They want to look at all kinds of people and get to know them. Number two, they have to realize isolation doesn't work. They should be relatively social. And third, rebirth doesn't mean a born-again Christian. Rebirth means they understand that life can change, but you can always move toward change. You don't have to run away from it. That's the kind of guy that you want. Let's see. Louise, I already answered a question. No, I didn't. And again, you just, guys, how many times do I have to get it across? The more you put in a question without the information, expecting that I'm going to go back and remember who you are while I'm trying to juggle everybody else, won't happen. Won't happen. Everything needs to be in one block, okay? Normally, Kat would be telling you that, but I have to do it here on my own. That's the only way I can continue to do these free readings and read 40, 50, 60 people in an hour, okay? Stacy, no, I don't do general readings. You want to move, you need love, well, I have a child support, ask anything the spirit guides would like you to know, okay? Spirit guide is a different thing. But the spirit guides are showing me, it's funny. There was a game that my brother used to play with me because he was my big brother and he would tease. He'd say, you want to play 52 pickup? And I'd say, sure. And he'd throw a deck of playing cards down the stairs and go, there you go, pick them up. So what Spirit is telling me for you, since that's what Spirit just showed me, is you're trying to juggle too much. Okay? You have to decide what is most important to you and put the rest aside. Okay? What's important? Is it a move? Is it love? Is it child support? You are trying to put your mind on everything, which is why you're not getting any answers, because you can't juggle all of it. So you find one thing, and this is not for the question, this is for your life. One thing, and everything gets devoted to that until it's done. Okay? That's what your spirit guides want you to know. Perlita, what should I do about my current love life situation? Well, the spirits think it could still be pretty good. But somebody has to put their money where their mouth is. No empty promises. It doesn't mean it's going to be fixed right away. This is the whack-a-mole card. But even if you're going through some tough stuff now, you guys can get through it. Let's see. Ivia Dawson. See, I don't even remember. Sue Ann, you've been here a long time. Don't give me 2 or 3. You've got to put it in one, okay? I don't remember if I answered Ivia. See, that's the kind of thing Pat would know. If the man I'm with is not the man I'm supposed to be with, when will I meet the man you're supposed to be with? Not for a while. I don't see for 2 or 3 years at least, which means that there is some personal work you've got to do first for the right guy to come in. Okay. Daniel Lance. Okay. Stacy Bustaman. All right. It's 2:49. Maybe at this point, what I need to do is educate y'all. Okay. Because a lot of you aren't listening. I love doing these readings for you guys. I really do. It is important as a 50-year intuitive that I give back to the world. But at the same time, I'm not going to give you junk. That's why it's important for me to be able to really pinpoint who you are so that I can focus on your energy and give you a good, solid answer. And those who have been here before know that I really do like giving something that is specific and detailed. That's why when you say, I just want something general, I won't do it. When you don't play by the rules, and they're very simple rules. John Smith, April 9th, 1976, Philadelphia. How's work looking? How difficult is that? That's when I can do the best work for you. Again, normally all of this information would come from Kat, who is not here today. So I have to do it, and I apologize if it sounds mean, but I'm not going to give you any less than my very best, which is why there's a reason that I ask for these things and I make you stick to the rules. In the world today, everybody thinks, well, if I push hard enough, then I'll get what I want, even if I'm not following the rules. Not here. Not here. The fact that people ignore the rules in the world and figure that they can bully or scream or insist, and I'm not saying anybody is bullying and screaming or insisting, that's there. And therefore, they're going to get what they want no matter what anyone else thinks, or even if other people play by the rules. That's got to stop somewhere. So that's why it stops here. I will answer your questions. All you have to do is follow a couple of rules. Okay? So let me see. I want to see. Okay, Alex Smith. Alex Smith is a poacher. Let's see who else. Christina Ponzi. You're new, so I don't do health questions, but Stacy Wells is the best medical intuitive in the US and a dear friend of mine for almost 30 years. She's the one you should contact. Okay? So, okay. All right, so I'm going to go to Carrie Harrison from Cambridgeshire. She wants to know what her spirit guide wants her to know. Interesting. For you, I'm seeing the good old-fashioned London double-decker bus. And what that's telling me is there's work that you're doing practically in the world, but there's also something that is going to come through from spirit that is going to, you're going to think, how the heck can I do that? You know, it's like you're an accountant and all of a sudden spirit says, well, there's a cafe bakery that you could go halvesy partners on. Trust your guides. Start looking at what that odd idea is, because it's going to be a lot more fun and a lot more it's easier. That's the word. Easier than you think once you start investigating it. Okay. Marianne Spellman, 3-month general reading. All right, 3 months is not a general reading, so I'm going to let you get away with that, Marianne. Besides, you've been here before. April, May, June. Things are going to slow down for you in April, but slow growth means deep roots, all right? Have patience. What you're waiting for will happen, just not as fast as you want. May, remember, no is a fabulous idea. You're going to be asked to carry too many responsibilities, and I think that they are from friends or neighbors and they're financial. No, you don't lend money. You just say no. You know, maybe you can help them another way, but no. Don't take on more financial responsibilities than you should or are really yours. June, love, happiness, maybe a pregnancy in the family. Good stuff. Okay. Let's see. Valerie Krause. Again, spirit guides. Your spirit guides are such smart asses. Valerie, you're going to laugh. But you're from Syracuse, you'll get this. They're showing me a deli with a bagel and cream cheese. And, you know, I'm laughing because I'm from South Jersey, so that's so typical. But what that is saying is more conviviality with friends. Notice there's no booze. It's not go out to pubs, but it is more time, lunch dates with friends, breakfast dates with friends, with family, more time with other people. You've been too laser focused. You're allowed to take a breather. You're allowed to take some time off And yeah, bagel and cream cheese is not bad. Um, Bernie Zhang. Mwah! Who is Bernie Zhang? Bernie Zhang is the person, the brilliant editor that was my editor on Clean Out Your Life Closet and The Psychic Yellow Brick Road, and You've Got the Magic Who Needs a Genie. My books would not be out without Bernie. So Bernie, I am so glad to see you. I love your face. Now, let's see what else we got. Let me see. All right. Where was I? Okay, guys, it's 2:55, so I'm going to answer Alejandra, and I'm going to answer Bridget, and I'm going to answer Mady, and I'm going to answer Kiki. That's all I'm going to have time for, okay? So, Alejandra, you want to know about your career progression and work stability? 3 for you. Look at different ways of doing your job. Don't stick with old routines because they're going to start not working. Your job is solid and stable, and the money looks good. You feel safe. Let's see. Bridget Butler, next couple of months. April, you too. Delay in what you're trying to get done. May, you'll see that the delay was really important because there were some things you did not know about with this major project that are going to change how you view it. June, love, celebration, good family stuff. Okay. Mandy, what does my spirit guide say about my future? All right. Remember, Mandy and Kiki are my last ones today. All right, Mandy, what I get for you is a phoenix. I don't know if you're familiar with the bird. A phoenix is a bird that every 500 years consumes itself in fire but is reborn. So what that's telling me is there may be a very, I don't want to say tragic, but deeply emotionally affecting you, a situation this year that has to be burned to ash, but you rise from it bigger, stronger, and better. Okay, so when that happens, don't panic. Let it happen. You will walk out whole. And Kiona, again, last thing, spirit guide. Let me see. All right, Kiona, for you, I'm seeing one of my very favorite birds in the world. It's a red-winged blackbird, but it's not one, it's 60 of them. We call them the Velvet Brigade outside our kitchen window because they're beautiful black-feathered birds, but they're not shiny like a crow. They just look like black velvet with little red stripes on here. And the fact that it's a whole big bunch of them, lots and lots and lots of social things this year for you. People who know you, people who love you, people who want you to be part of their life. It's going to be a huge, huge, huge social year for you. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. So that's where we are for our March free reading section. Looking ahead, the next free reading hour is going to be either the 9th or the 30th of April. We haven't scheduled it yet, but keep your eye on my YouTube channel or the Facebook page, and as soon as we plan it, we'll announce it for you. To everybody who came in today for this new thing, thank you so much. Linda, we're done for the day. I'm sorry. I'm just closing it up now. Remember, you can always reach me at CorbyMitline.com. And I do readings there, 5-minute burning question readings all the way up to soul plane readings. I will be back doing free readings in April, both here and with Psychic Sundays with Michael Arrington. So keep your eyes on it. Thank you for your patience today with trying out Restream. I think it's going to work, and it'll keep us all doing free readings for a long time to come. All right? Be well and be safe.